aggressively woke girlfriend dumped me. All right. Dear Billy, I hate when you guys give me nicknames that I don't understand. Bella, because I feel like it's a good joke and I'm ruining it. Bella Costco, binging bitch. Now I got to look up Bella Costco. What the fuck is that? Is this something that I should know? Is there something I should know? All right. Belicoso. Bella Costco. Oh. Traditionally a short pyramid-shaped cigar with a shorter, more rounded taper at the head. Is that what I call a torpedo? Oh, I like it. Oh, there you go. There you go. I get it. Well, torpedo, I think is. I like the ones that are tapered at both ends. All right. Why are you bringing up cigars? You make me fucking go smoke here, right? I thought they said my tits. It says my title is a bit of clickbait, but I got you this far, so no regrets. Oh, it's a bit of clickbait? Well, Andrew reads these, so, I mean, if this is just a long, boring one, because I usually find that that's what clickbait is. It's just fucking boring. All right, my girlfriend, or I guess my ex-girlfriend now, is a very good person and absolutely beautiful, brilliant, and caring. Fuck, I'm sorry. I can't stop yawning here. We are in medical school together, and we're dating for 2 years. Everything was great initially. We had, oh my God, can you imagine the combined student loan debt you guys would have? We had deep conversations and were each other's best friends. So when it came time to pick a hospital for rotations, we chose one in her hometown and decided to move in together. What could go wrong? This sounds great so far. She was actually the stronger voice in asking for the move in. I was down to do it, but I didn't want to upset her old school Catholic parents because I figured that I should be on their good side if I proposed in a year or two. That said, for the past few months, she has gotten more and more progressive to an intense degree. We started having political fights, and I really didn't feel heard. I'm left wing, but not as far as her. Oh. For example, my dad's mentally handicapped cousin, he had a virus when he was little that messed up his brain, runs a liquor store in this state that I'm not going to say. I just don't like getting people in trouble here. It got burned down on the second night of protesting, rioting after George Floyd got murdered. Our classmates were talking about police violence on our school message board, so I posted that I'm all for Black Lives Matter, and the message, systematic racism is awful and needs to be stopped, but this violence has gotten out of hand and needs to end. I just asked for things to be done peacefully. Yeah, well, you're kind of confusing the rioters with the Black Lives Matter people that were protesting, and you're always going to have morons. All right? There's people on the right politically that you can have a conversation with, and then there's fucking morons running around with their dick out in their four-wheeler talking about freedom, right? And then you got on the left, you got fucking people intelligent people you can have a fucking conversation with, and then you get these fucking, I don't know what the fuck you want to call them, these people like, you should dress your son in pink and give him a fucking flower. Just like, I don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. All right. She then comes over to me in our bedroom and launches into this thing about how saying that I'm diminishing the movement and I need to not say these things to other people. Yeah, see, this is where it gets... You shouldn't say what you feel? How I need to understand the pain of black people, the pain black people are going through, and offer support. How it's not time for my comments because I'm white and have never felt systematic oppression. On my side, I'm pissed. My dad and uncle are now taking care of their cousin who has had very little income due to COVID and now doesn't even have a shop. Plus, there's some issues with insurance because being covered for fire and theft is different from being covered for a riot. I don't really get the financial details, but I do know that my dad has had to postpone his retirement because of all of this. He's 70 years old and is still working to provide for my family of 7. I told her I have a right to be angry and voice my opinions too. I also pointed out that calling for peace is not disagreeing with the protesters' message. I'm Jewish and have experienced my fair share of anti-Semitism. The anger I feel towards anti-Semites would never be an excuse to commit a violent act against someone. Okay, but in fairness, like the level of violence towards black, I don't think that Jewish people just get pulled over for being Jewish. You know, I mean, historically, obviously, you've been through some shit, but you know, as far as your existence in this country, you know what I mean? If you're gonna look at like March Madness, you know, what are you ranked in the brackets? All right, I would say you're about an 11 seed. Anyways, we've had other fights over things like feminism. 16 seed. Oh, Jesus, I'm going to get shit for this. I'm all for equality between sexes and want to do my part, like taking on more child-rearing responsibility when I have kids. Hey, be careful with that, buddy. Be careful with this, because these fucking smart-ass women have basically downloaded a bunch of shit that they don't want to do anymore and have not uploaded any of our shit jobs. So the guys kept all of their shit jobs and now are picking up their shit shifts also. And then they're fucking sitting over there. They won't even make you a fucking sandwich anymore. Anyways, but I refuse to label myself as a feminist because I think there's a lot of negative man-hating ideologies associated with that group. It absolutely is. They're guilty of a lot of the things that they're against. Not cool feminists, ones you can actually talk to. They're very rare, like a cool sports fan that can admit that his team, got beat by a better team. It's very rare. You know, I'm a bit of a cunt when it comes to being a sports fan. I'm just a bit of a cunt in general. Anyways, she is firm that if I support women, I need to label myself as a feminist. Fuck this fucking chick, dude. Fuck this chick. Fuck this chick. Otherwise, I'm denigrating her beliefs. I responded that I am a firm supporter of Israel's right to exist, but I would never label myself as a Zionist because I think the treatment of the Palestinians has been horrendous. All right, dude, you're really coming off like a fucking level-headed person here. Granted, I haven't been able to hear what your woman says here. Your property. I'm kidding. This all came to a head the other day when, after another one of these political fights, she dumped me and went back to her parents' place. Now I'm paying the full rent on an apartment that's way out of my price range because she insisted on a 2-bedroom in a city where I don't know anybody. I'm thousands of miles from my friends and family, and as a kicker, her dad is a chief attending at the hospital we're going to be rotating at, and either he or one of his colleagues will be directly in control of my first clerkship grade. He's a very nice guy and has always been kind to me, but I still feel like I'm fucked. I have no idea how he interpreted our breakup, and obviously have no control over his response. The worst part is I miss her a lot, and I'm more sad than angry. Underneath all of this, I think the woke stuff is an excuse to be mad at me. Yeah, I was kind of saying this is sort of a weird thing to break up with somebody over. So she either wanted to do it or just went off the deep end, which happens to people. I went off the deep end in the late 2000s, early, to go back and listen to those podcasts. And I was just talking about the Federal Reserve and all of this fucking crazy shit. Still don't think I'm wrong, but I mean, that's not a place you want to be mentally, and it just wears people out around you. Anyways, she has been upset about my lack of effort in our relationship for a few months. She constantly comments on how I don't take her on dates anymore, which has been hard to do with COVID, but honestly, I have no excuse. Dude, yes you do. You're in fucking medical school. You're in a 2-bedroom expensive fucking goddamn thing. You guys are both buried in fucking student loans. The fuck is wrong with this person? I don't know, dude. I think, once you get past this bullshit, listen, if you have a shot in hell at making a relationship work, you got to find a sweetheart. All right? Yeah, this is the way you've written this. This is nuts. Anyways, I could have done more and I could have been more invested. I fucked up in that regard. Also, her parents are very religious, so I think moving in with me was a culture shock. And although she was the only one really pushing for the move-in, I think it got scary because that leap is a huge separation from her parents and her childhood culture. Anyways, any advice you or Nia could lend would be much appreciated. I have no idea what I'm going to do for the next year. I'm going to tell you exactly what the fuck you're going to do. All right? You're going to go down to that hospital, and regardless of how her fucking dad treats you, you're going to absolutely crush it. That's what you're going to do. Okay? And what you're going to prove to that man is that her daughter was out of her fucking mind to break up with you. Now, I'm not saying brown nose. I'm just saying go in there and fucking kick the shit out of the job. I would even maybe, I don't know, address what happened. Just be like, hey, sorry things didn't work. I mean, she dumped you, though. So, I don't know. I would just go in there. It's a year of your fucking life. Kick ass at the fucking job. No matter what mind game, if the guy decides to play a mind game, which would be really fucking childish. All right? But you never know a dad with his daughter. Who the fuck knows, right? He might have even been behind the breakup. You have no fucking idea. Or there's the whole other way. He might know that she's out of her fucking mind. Who knows? All right? But I wouldn't bring any fucking baggage. Call the guy Dr. So-and-so, whatever. You know something? If he wants to fucking bring it up, let him fucking bring it up. And I would, like I said, I would just absolutely fucking crush it there. You know, you can always break a lease. You can always get a fucking roommate. I'm sure you're going to meet somebody. Get a fucking roommate. Do not fucking get another girlfriend this quick and get him in there. I wouldn't do that either. I would just get another fucking roommate. You know? I don't know. Do the prison workout. Keep yourself in shape. And I don't know. If you still really like this chick, maybe keep like a fucking open mind. But you definitely got to draw some lines and get some boundaries if you're going to get back together. All right? Just tell her straight up, like, listen, you were a sweetheart, and I wanted to spend the rest of my life with you. And I definitely dropped the ball in some areas, which I believe we've covered. You know? Because God knows she fucking read you the riot act. But you can reiterate them so she can feel validated. And then you can delve into her shit. And just be like, yeah, listen, you know, this world according to Garp fucking lunatic bullshit that you've gone on to. She's not going to understand that reference. Whatever the fucking reference is. Okay? You know, I am a human being, and I have all emotions, and I have access to all of them, and I have a right to feel them. Okay? And if I extend that courtesy to you, you need to extend it to me. And that's it. And if I can be adult enough to listen to your opinion that I do not agree with, okay, but I'll be mature enough to understand that you're allowed to have that opinion, then you need to do that to me. And if you can't do that, I'm not starting this over again. And I'll tell you this right now, buddy, that's the best you're going to do with that one. All right? Because this happens with people. Is they get into shit and they go off the fucking deep end. God knows I've done it. And it's not fair to the people in your life. So, sorry that happened to you. Good luck. But here's the thing, dude. At the end of all of this fucking shit, you're going to be a doctor. Okay? And it's always sad right after somebody breaks up with you. But you never know. You might get back together. Or you might not get back together. And one day you're going to sit back and be like, what in the fuck was I doing in that thing? Putting up with that level of bullshit? Telling me what I can and can't fucking think. I mean, that chick is out of her fucking mind the way you wrote it. You know, although you're not allowed to say that nowadays. You're supposed to say that she's really strong. And you know what it was? You weren't a strong enough man to handle her telling you what your fucking opinion should be. Jesus Christ. What kind of fucking world are we living in? What kind of world are we living in that shit gets taken away from people? You know, some of this bull, I don't know. I try to dance around this shit because I don't want to get involved in this stuff. But, you know, I don't get this. I don't understand what the fuck goes on with these. I don't. We'll just leave it at that. With this whole fucking woke thing. This whole woke thing. Remember that? That was like black people came up with that. And somehow white people hijacked it. It's just a way to fucking, you know, it's just this way to just show what a great person they are without really doing anything. Like going after the name of an airport. I mean, what kind of fucking effort does that take? All right, I guess maybe a little bit of an effort. I don't fucking know. You know what? I'm old and I'm going to shut the fuck up. God bless everybody. God bless you. God bless him. God bless her. God bless fucking they. And God bless people that are wearing masks again. You know, let's give this another try. This trying to beat this fucking virus is going to be like, you know, it's like dieting. We're gonna yo-yo diet our whole way through. We'll be like fucking Bill Clinton. You know, be disgustingly skinny or just have big bitch hips throughout all of this. And hopefully these genius scientists and doctors are going to fucking figure out how to isolate this thing and fucking, I don't know what the